Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing really well. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a quick little update on my Pan That palette. This year I am panning the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye palette, which is an all matte neutral palette. I've actually been panning this now for just over a year. I started panning it last October, and we are going to be wrapping this up in my next update. So this is my second to last update of this project pan. If you haven't been keeping up with it and you want to see my progress throughout this past year, I definitely recommend that you check out the playlist, which I'll have linked in the cards as well as down in my description box of this video. But I want to share with you on the screen what my palette was looking like last update so you can get refamiliarized if you have been keeping up with this project and you want to see where it was at 1 month ago, or let's be real, it was about 6 weeks ago since I last updated this project pan. But regardless, let's hop on into what it's looking like today. And here is what my palette is looking like today. So there are some significant changes, nothing too drastic like my last update, but there definitely are changes. So let's chat on through all of the changes that are notable. So the number one thing that you can definitely tell is that I have expanded the pan on this shade right here, which I believe is called Lucius. It's just like a creamy beige kind of shade, perfect for setting concealer on my lids before I do any other sort of shadow on my lids. And I really do get quite a lot of use out of this, hence why the pan has drastically expanded. I do anticipate that by the finale of this project, this will be completely used up. I don't think it'll take me too much longer. And then the other notable thing is that I did hit pan on this white shade right here, which is called Liberatus, and it's just a true white matte shade. I used it very similarly to how I would use the other like beigey cream shade in this palette. And I just used it a handful of times this month when I was doing more colorful looks to really just amplify the pigmentation to have a nice, totally white, crisp base to put my other shadows on top of, and it really did help to just like intensify my other shadows. But in any case, there aren't any other really noticeable changes to this palette, which is really unfortunate. I've been working very diligently trying to hit pan on this shade right here. This one is called Sea Tree, which is a like chocolatey brown kind of shade. And I have been putting in a little bit of effort to try to hit pan on the matte black, which is called Shax, but I've been very unsuccessful in making any sort of like visual progress on that. I can see a tiny bit of a divot in there now, but not too much. As you can see today, I am wearing it as a little bit of like a smoky liner, and I did get quite significant transfer up into my crease, like onto the hood of my eye, because I have very hooded eyes. And that's why I have been really struggling with this, because every time I try to use it as like a smudgy liner sort of situation, it just is not good. Like it seems to always transfer on me. So the only way I can really tend to use this is if I use it on my lower lash line. And I don't love the way that that looks on my eyes. I feel like it does close off my eyes. Or if I use it as an all over lid sort of shadow and then I top something else on top of it, or just use it as an all black smoky eye, which is not really my thing. So I haven't reached for it as much as I would have liked to, and I'm not really trying to work on these two browns right here because in practice, like on the skin, they function very similarly to this one, and I do just prefer the tone of this the slightest bit more. But yeah, that is really all that I have to say about what the palette is looking like. But let's talk weight. So I do have a goal between every update to try to use up 1 gram of product, and that was going very well, but considering that I have used up a vast majority of this palette at this point, I actually don't reach for this as often as I had been in the past. So my palette is now weighing in at 207.86 grams, which means that I have used just over half a gram of product since my last update, which like I said was about 6 weeks ago. So I have only used 0.52 grams in the past 6 weeks. And it's simply because, or the way I see it is because I'm really only reaching into this palette every single day to use this shade right here. And then every once in a while, I'll just use a couple little like taps of either of these. I'm not reaching into these larger pans like I used to be, so I was able to use a more significant amount of product every single month when there were more shades that I was reaching into very frequently and using in larger quantities. So I'm okay with that. It's not great progress, and it's really not significant progress even visually, but we're coming down to the end of this project, and I have used all of the shades that I really wanted to be able to get use out of throughout this year. So I don't know, I'm pretty happy with where it stands. I'm interested to see how the next month or so of progress goes with this palette, but in any case, that's actually going to be everything for today's video. Like I said, very short. But let me know how you're doing with your own Pan That palettes as they're coming towards a close, potentially if you're finishing up your Pan That palette by the end of 2020. And let me know what you're thinking in terms of panning eyeshadows for 2021. Personally, I think I'm definitely going to be taking a break from a Pan That palette. I just realized it's not really for me. And I may also be taking a break from Pan those eyeshadows. I'm just really overwhelmed with everything that's going on in terms of school. And I think I need to take a little bit of a break from videos that need to be updated on a monthly basis. But I mean, I'm trying to figure out how I can make it work for myself, but that's just kind of where I'm at right now. In any case, that is absolutely everything for today's video. Thank you so much for watching and for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye everyone.